Although you can add records to cross-reference using the Add Record dialog, there is a limitation to it. If the record already exists, it does not do a check to see if that record is pre-existing. If it has a match by email, it will edit that record with the new information. But if there is no match, you could potentially add a duplicate record. So it makes sense in this circumstance to do a search. But there is an easier way as well. CrossReference has the ability to post registrations, and using a registration would be the best way to actually add records for something like a church service. And let's say we want to add people to the July 23rd attended involved service. So those are essentially contact cards. We click the link tool above. You can copy that link to put it somewhere. You could put it within a website, for example, although that's not a public link. That's a link that you will use internally as an organization. But you can also click Visit. And Visit will take you to the Forms Manager. Now, the Forms Manager allows you to add a whole new registration. And this one we're going to call Church Service Input. And we'll use it just internally to add new records. We won't use multiple pages, and we're going to add it to the July 23rd attended involved service. Now you have it here, and you click on the actual item, and you are moved into the editor. And the editor has all the same information that you would have in your system. Now, for most systems, this is quite an extensive bit of information. Here we have just basic contact information, but within an actual real life situation, we'd have a lot of information we are keeping, and we don't want to use all of that because that does not appear on the contact card. So let us assume that the contact card has just the first name, last name, email, and then a phone number. So we can remove the secondary home phone number and the address, and then the city, state, zip code, and notes. Now, within the Forms Manager, you can move form elements around. You can drag in items. For example, a subheading allows you to put in a title. And then we have the information we need here. Instead of saying mobile phone number, we'll just say phone number. This will still put it in the same mobile phone data item. So one of the first things we want to do here too is we want to add a new thing. This is a new feature. We're going to use the first name and the last name as a search item. So you'll be able to search records using that first name and last name. And we'll do the same thing for email. And then we also want to add a restriction to the email to make it match an email. We'll do the same thing with the phone number. We'll restrict it to the phone number. In addition, we'll make the email not required. And we will then go backwards into the registration. And in order to get to the actual form, we'll go into the area where we could share the form. Now you can use a QR code to scan on a mobile device. You can copy the URL to the clipboard. That allows you to place the form into a website. You can copy the QR code to the clipboard. You can visit, or you can go ahead and close the dialog. In this case, we will go to visit. And you can see the form is very simple here. Let's find a name that's very similar to a name we already have. So we have an Ahmed. So we'll have an Ahmed Jones. And you can see already that we have a record that is already here. So if you have a match, what you can do is you can click on that, and it will ask you if you want to register that person. If you click yes, it will add that person, in this case Ahmed Angalik, to the actual service. We'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll do another one. We'll do an Ahmed, but in this case we'll say Jones. A Jones at yahoo.com. And then we click submit. And we could see that our phone number is not properly filled out. So we can say 234-567-8901. And we click submit. You have now been registered. Now we go back to the July 23rd service, and let's find it. We have Ahmed Angalik has been added, and Ahmed Jones has also been added. In addition, if you wanted to add a form for the next service, that would be on July 30th, you wouldn't actually need to create a new form. You can keep the same form. And this is how we would do it. First, we would look at July 30th, attended involved is where we want to put it. And we would go back to the Forms Manager. And we would simply edit the form and change the group to the July 30th, attended involved. And then it would be as simple as that to enter in new records on that new date.